Today, we've got the touching story of two pteranodons who just want love. That's right, it's Rodan. We start out in a coal mine, or black gold mine, as they call it, where Goro and another guy are fighting and continuing their fighting from last night. Now, you might want to remember Goro in this movie. He's very important to the plot. They go there, they break up the fight, and they go down in their mines. And then we go to the engineer's room, where we meet Shigaro, who gets a call saying the one mine is flooded. He's going to go check it out. And they go down there, and he goes down there and goes, "Is everybody out?" And they go, "Everybody but Goro and the guy he's fighting with." So he takes the team and goes down there. Finds the guy Goro's fighting with is dead. And they take him back to the medical lab and find something sharp has almost decapitated him. Everyone blames Goro. Now, if you read the subtext of Goro's portrayal, guy's portrayal of Goro from the fight scene, you'll know Goro is an escaped mental patient who murdered 50 people, and that's why he was in the hospital. Now he's escaped and changed his name and went to work in a coal mine. Now, you get all that from the subtext. You don't get that from the main portrayal. Back to the movie, though. So he goes down there again. So this time security goes down there, and they get taken down by a mysterious monster that we don't get to see. Meanwhile, Goro's sister Kyo is crying, wondering where Goro is, and Suguro assures her that Goro can't have done these things. And the widow, the guy Goro was fighting with, goes to her house to blame her, but the other women hold her back. And Suguro goes to the house, and we finally see the monster as it invades the house. It is kind of looks like Mothra, baby Mothra in its larva stage. Only it's got claws like a lobster. Very interesting looking monster. And so they chase after it, shooting it with guns. Because guns kill all monsters in Toho movies. But it does no good, and it kills again, and then does a backflip and rolls down a hill. I'm not kidding about that. And then it goes back into the mine. So they board up the mine and call the military, who shows up with machine guns and try to fight the thing. But to no avail. But this time there's a cave-in, and Shiguro gets trapped inside the cave. But then there's an earthquake, and they find Shiguro in the crater that's opened up in the earthquake when they're trying to go to the epicenter of it. Now, Shiguro now has total amnesia, which I thought would be a much bigger thing in adulthood when I was a child, according to shows. I thought I'd at least have amnesia 5 or 6 times by now in adulthood when I was a kid. And I'd be in 4 or 5 comas by now, and at least have to dodge 5 or 6 snipers. That's what I thought as a kid. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that amnesia and snipers and comas aren't that big a thing as an adult. So Shiguro has total amnesia. But a strange monster has appeared in the sky. That actually we don't know it's a monster yet. It's just an unidentified flying object. And a jet fighter is flying beside it, trying to identify it. And then it takes him out. Now these scenes with the monster and the planes and the military and everything fighting these monsters actually cost $30 million to shoot. So then they get a photo of it. And they're like, it looks like a pteranodon. Pteranodons were only 28 feet long. So they're like, how can it be? But then Kyo shows Shigora in the hospital an egg that's about to hatch. That's hatching. And Shigora remembers everything. He remembers Rodan, the name of the monster, the name that they named the monster, hatching and eating the larva and growing bigger, and eating the Mothra lobster things and growing bigger, and then breaking out of the mountain, of the coal mine. And so they named the monster Rodan, with its wingspan that is 280 feet wide, and it weighing over 100 tons. And it can do some real damage. So then we see fighters going after it, to no avail. And it goes to a town, and it destroys the town. Once again, these are really good special effects. These cost over $30 million. And then a second Rodan shows up. So it's not just the name of one monster, it's the name of the species of monsters, is Rodan. And then finally the Rodans go away. And they come up with a plan to kill the Rodans. They figure out where they live in Mount Aso. And they're going to close the opening there and then bury the crater. But they say the mountain may erupt if they do this. So they're clearing out the people who live in the foothills in case the mountain erupts, because that might also kill the Rodans, the erupting mountain. So they go there and they order this plan of attack. And the Rodans are squealing. Well, not really squealing, they're kind of cawing in the mountain as they fire these missiles. And then the mountains erupt. And the Rodans fly out. But then the one, I don't know what his issue was. He missed home. He wanted to commit suicide. I don't know. But he flies into lava. And then the other one, to free his friend, flies into lava. And they both burn up at the end. It's a sad ending for a monster movie. But don't worry, Rodan returns in future Godzilla movies. Now this movie is great. It is a great monster movie by the director of Godzilla. It came out in 1956, so don't expect a lot. So don't expect it, to be like super, super great. Don't expect like all. I mean, it's practical effects, people. It's practical effects. Don't expect computer animation. The version I watched was in color on HBO Max, but it's also on Tubi, it's on Freevee, it's on YouTube. So I don't know if those versions are in color, because I have seen a version not in color. It's subtitled, because it's Japanese, it's subtitled. But you don't have to read the subtitles. You can just make up what they're saying as you go along. So watch Rodan. I give it 12 out of 10 stars. Check it out. It's on Freevee. It's on Max. It's on YouTube. It's on Tubi. Watch Rodan. Great kaiju movies starring Rodan. Come back next week for Thunder. Thunder of the Gigantic Serpent.